Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and today I wanted to make a guide on the Abandoned Factory Very Hard dungeon in the dungeon ranking event. For this dungeon you should bring your best wind DPS team, because most of the bosses they are weak to that element, but we have also the Poison Dragon and Rufus who have no elemental weakness, so if you have some non-elemental weapons you are most welcome to use it on those two bosses. Other than that, I would recommend bringing a Circle Sigil, but if you struggle on the Poison Dragon, if you cannot kill him before his Sigil phase, then I would also recommend bringing the Triangle Sigil. But also, most of the bosses, they are weak to physical defense decrease. If you use, for example, the physical wind DPS characters, then you should bring something to reduce their defense. Most of the bosses you can do that. On most of them you also cannot decrease their physical and magical attacks, so defense debuff is perfect for that. For the map, this is where we start, and this is relatively small dungeon, and you can choose whatever route you like to take. Here is Zoo. Route is also here. Then we have Rufus and the Dragon. We have also 3 rare chests. One is here next to the Dragon. The second one is here almost in the middle that you can grab very early on. And the third one is hidden. You have to move a crate, and after you move it, it'll be around this area. As for the team I'll be using, it'll be my standard team, so Cloud, Sephiroth and Zack. I have also depowered them a little bit. Also, all of them, they have a Circle Sigil, but other than that, Cloud is my healer with that crystal sword and the healer costume and a little bit of physical DPS if I can. He also has a event weapon. Sephiroth has 1 empty slot, and he's my only wind DPS because I only have that Dark Heavens for him and the wind costume. Zack is my support wind DPS with that AoE Falcon that provides it targets all enemies. It's not a lot of damage, but so against those adds that we have on few bosses, I want him to take care of them. And also he's missing 1 sub weapon, so Zack has 3000 physical attack, Sephiroth has 3.3 physical attack, and Cloud just 2.7 and 1.9 heal. And also I try to keep them at least 7000 HP, just to be a little bit more safe. The route I'll be taking this dungeon is... I'll be doing Zoo first, then I'll be going to Rufus, Dragon, and I'll leave Root as last. Yes, Root can be a little bit... Yes, he hits hard, but so does every last boss before the final boss, but I just find him a little bit easier to deal with, I think. I tried different routes, but it seems like it's the best one, it works the best for me. But you're most welcome to try different ones and see what works best for you. But here the first boss, you just want to DPS it as quickly as you can. It's the first boss, so you can do it just very quickly. And we're good. After the first boss, then the dungeon becomes a little bit harder because the crisis level is rising. And the trance abilities, I'll be taking this enhanced physical magical attack. Also in this dungeon I'll be taking 30% score boost, so 2 physical magical attack debuffs, and 2 of those debuffs and 2 of those buffs. I also want to take those buffs first, not to make myself weaker right at the very beginning of the dungeon. And also how you approach those crates matters. Is I approach this from this side, I'm moving this here, and I'm locking the dragon. But if I were to approach this from this side, I would block Rufus. And Darkstar first. Cloud should be able to kill him, but if you can't, then remember just you can target him with 2 or 3 characters just to successfully kill Darkstar. You have to do it, ideally. And after that, just unleash your DPS and try to kill him as fast as possible. Also, Rufus alone, he doesn't really hurt, so it's up to you. If you're close to full HP, you don't have to switch to defense. I'm not switching because I have a lot of health and I know I will survive, so now I just want to... Oh, you want to stagger him here so you can just take advantage of him not doing anything and kill him very quickly. You don't need to heal because after this, before we get to the dragon, there is a random encounter, so you can heal and do whatever, save ADB, whatever you need. And also here I'll be taking a buff, wind buff, because here score boost and has all elemental debuffs. But here first I'm taking the buff. So switching to Cloud to heal. I have to do it again. And I'll be saving ADB with Sephiroth, so he's my best DPS, so I want him to save that ADB for the boss. They can do whatever they want, but if I switch, you waste that ADB. And now the dragon. And quickly debuff. I don't think I mentioned, but I debuff every boss immediately when I can to get a little bit more damage on him. And I will not be switching to defense on this poison shriek, because if you did any of the earlier dungeons, you should remember that on that attack we always get that plague, and I don't want to lose my physical stance. Actually, I will use one limit break because you see Dragon Stomp. I want to avoid that. It hurts if you don't manage to kill him before that. Switch to defense. Because that Dragon Stomp, it hurts a lot. And if you get hurt on offensive stance, you will lose a lot of health, and that means you lose some points. So either kill him before that, or switch to defense on that attack, and then you can recover HP later or heal afterwards. And here, now we have that wind potency and some physical and magical buff, so I'm taking that first score boost. And Rude is the one that's only left, but I will not be going to him. I want to do the random encounter first so I can get... Do I have... Yeah, I have 2 limit breaks ready for Rude, but I want to recover my HP just in case. So switch into Cloud, and I will... That should be fine. One more. Those darky faces, you always want to get rid of them very quickly on the boss, because they will debuff your physical magical attack. But here on the art face, it doesn't matter. Oh no, Sephiroth, what have you done? I wanted him to actually save the AoE, so that's why I switched, but he was a little bit too fast on that. And here's the last chest that you always, those supply chests, you should always collect from them, because if you forget, you will actually lose a little bit of points. But also, if you want, you can use some items. We have some good ones. For example, we have 6 of those arrow cocktails. You are most welcome to use them. And actually, I could possibly maybe use it on Sephiroth, just to make sure that I kill Rude before his shockwave. Because at this point, you might want to kill him before that, otherwise your character might die, as if you remember, Rude hits really hard. So if you want to use limit breaks, do it now at the very beginning of the battle, because afterwards Rude gets resistance to it, to any other attacks other than wind. And also here, that's why I have Zag, so I can get rid of those dorky faces immediately. Yes, here Rude will get that gauge, so you have to get rid of it very quickly. I got lucky because no, what have you done? Okay. So now it's just DPS face, so we kill him before, well, he could kill one of our characters. He's stunned momentarily, but it will end very soon, so you don't have much time. But it's fine. We did it. And again, that's so far we have only 15% score boost, so I'll be taking this one, and this one will be that physical, magical attack and physical defense debuff. So now we have 30% score boost and just a little bit of debuffs. But now I'll be using some items, that Mega Elixir, so I have everything, and Arrow Cocktail on all of my characters, and also Guard Jelly. And we should be ready for that Behemoth. And personally, I never did B70 floor on Cetra Tower, so that's really the first time in this dungeon that I have experience with him. I know about that stamina charge, but as I said, I'm not very experienced, so sometimes I hit it, sometimes not. But first, debuff. And I don't know, sometimes I skip that stamina charge and sometimes not, so I'm not sure yet how it works. I just heard it's something about too much damage too fast. But if you can, try to finish him off before he can do anything. And here, Body Slam, you have to finish him before that. If not, he will kill you. Even if he might kill you, it depends on your physical buff, physical defense buff, debuff, but he hits very hard because he also applies a debuff to you. So it depends, but if you go into that where he skips that stamina charge and does that Body Slam, you have only a few seconds to finish him off, or you should be just praying that you get lucky and you survive. But still, even if you survive, you will get quite a lot of points subtracted for you. But 1.7, that's almost very close to my high score, so that's pretty much it. I hope this guide will be helpful to you, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.